Glad you guys came with me on that. Thank you. You guys having fun? I feel like I'm dominating the conversation. You guys having fun? Yeah, I'll talk about this and I'll wrap up. You guys have been fantastic. Seriously, thank you so much for supporting Live Comedy. You guys are awesome. This is close I get to emotionally available, so we're going to shut that shit down. Now, I'll end with this, maybe, who knows, we'll find out. Here's what's up, look. Again, I know I don't look that native, but I am Lakota. I look like a couple people that are Lakota, and like a couple. Like I look like my dad, really close to a spotlight. I look like an auntie. It's fine. It's cool. I moved to Minnesota, and I'm really, I know you guys might not be with me, but hear me out. I'm really excited for blatant racism to come back, aren't you? I mean, come on. Right, we all get to pick a side again. We get some cool tattoos. It's gonna be fun. Here's why, because I live in the Midwest. They don't have blatant racism. What they have is passive racism. Just so much more fucking annoying. Right? Because with blatant racism, you can work with that, right? It's like, I hate all black people. Well, do you like Royal? Yeah, he's fine. Do you like Sam Jackson? He's cool. You can whittle that shit down, right? Or like passive racism, it's like, I love all Native Americans. I do. No, they can't come in my house. They drink and steal. But I love... They're so great. They were such a wonderful people. We still exist. No, you don't. Listen, I collected all of you. We're not Pokemon, bitch. Like, what I deal with in Minnesota, bless you, is like that woke racist. Like the people that want to be open-minded but are still closed-minded, and you can't tell them that because they're so open-minded. Like the people with that coexist sticker on their bumpers. I know this has hurt some people in this room. Stay with me. Here's why. Because it's made with all the different religious symbols. And there's like few things all religions have in common. But one of them is, don't use our symbols in a funny way. You're being a dick. These religious people are so intolerable with their fake God. That's not how you talk. Look. You know, like the type of person, like the type of white person that will say namaste to a Mexican guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Thank you, one Mexican guy. A lot of real quiet white eyes. I get that, I know. This might hurt. The spirit in me recognizes the spirit in you. Okay, puta? You know what I'm talking about? Like that? Now again, like I said, I'm a born-again native, so I have to try really hard, right? You know, I mean, again, like I'm the white guy on the reservation. I had to learn a lot of the tricks. I've learned some of my own language. I like know enough Dakota to basically say hello and I'm a potato. Wabado is I'm a potato. Yabado is you're a potato. Wabado P, we all potatoes, baby. That's what I'm saying. But I'm also assimilating. I didn't know the culture. I didn't come up in it, right? Now here's the problem I've had. Is since I moved to Minnesota, what happens is there's Lakota is North Dakota, South Dakota. Ojibwe is Minnesota. And what happens is some white person comes up to me and goes, oh, you're Native American, Miigwech. That means thank you in Ojibwe. I didn't know that. So I'm not Ojibwe. Now here's the thing, if they would apologize, it'd be fine. But that's not what happens. What happens is they get mad at me like I did something wrong. They're like, what, you don't know your own language? Why don't you know your own language? So, well, that's a really good question. Blonde hair with Dreamcatcher jewelry. There are two really good reasons why I don't know my language. One, my grandmother, Lois Spotted Bear, left the reservation in the 1950s when she became an adult to try to find a better life, where she moved to inner city Pittsburgh, where she married a black man. To give you an insight on the type of life she was living, she moved to inner city Pittsburgh in the 1950s, saw a black man I was like, man, he's got it really good right now. Oh my God! Oh my God! He's got like 5 more rights than I have. This is great. Now they had my father, who was raised as a black guy, because in Pittsburgh you're the black and white. Then he had me. We had to learn fun with genetics to explain this shit. And then we both have tried to find our culture later in life, which is hard to do because of culture that gets fucked with so much, it's hard to let outsiders in. Now that's reason one. And the second reason, and this is almost just as important, is I'm not fucking Ojibwe. Right? That's like going to a Korean person, saying Konnichiwa, and getting mad when he doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. A couple years ago, my other father was dying too, because that's just how my fun train of my life. And I had to go there and give him last rites, right? Now here's the thing, Native American culture, religion, the Freedom of Indian Act, it started in 1976. I know 1976, that's way too late for a country that's based on religious freedom. We don't have time, let's not talk about that now. Awkward, you know. I'm a registered Native American. I got my own little Native card. And to make sure this ceremony happened, I had to use that card in this hospital like it was a fucking badge. I was like, hey, I'm Native American. We're doing these last rite ceremonies. And it worked. There was no fucking reason. There was no reason. They're like, well, he has a ponytail, that fits. I'm like, God, whatever, look. Now, last rite ceremonies, it has like sage, like you light a smoke. It has basically it's a lot like Catholic last rites, but our beats are cooler. Christians, you got the melody down, right? Like your R&B, we're rap. It's fine. That's different worlds. Now, before we got done with the ceremony, the nurse manager comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, listen, I would love to watch this ceremony. I love Native American culture. I don't have the best timing." But I love culture and I want to watch it. I said, well, listen here, Kevin Costner. I'll be your Graham Greene to this little Dances of Wolves you want to go through here, sweetheart, but I hate to tell you this, it's not going to be that exciting, right? Because here's the thing, when you bring someone into your culture, they sometimes get really mad when it's not more stereotypical. Now, for people that are sitting here that are mad they never got to this party, I'm going to tell you a secret. Every minority group, including white, every one of us, we all have a stereotype party. Right? Like most of the white people here aren't Trump supporters, but one of your uncles are. I don't have a bear claw tattoo on my face, but one of my cousins do. So anytime you make a friendship with someone like that, it's basically just a test to see how much you're cool to go to those parties. So what I'm saying is, white people, self-censor during the Drake songs and you can go to some really fun events. Now, what ends up happening is because she wants to watch the ceremony and she kind of regulates if this goes down, I now have to make this more, like I have to engine it up for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got a headdress, I don't got war paint, but now I gotta make all song and dance with this bitch. Now, she sits in the corner, everything's fine, I start doing the ceremony. I learned the prayers I needed to say. Right? And I started saying them, started saying the words, I got there. Now here's the thing, I've always been a comic, like I said, bad in the military, great in this life, but it also means I've always been a smartass. And what that means is anytime I was near that nurse, I just started calling myself a potato. Wabado. 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 Now here's the thing. They talk about spirits, right? Like, I don't know if they're actually watching like Mulan style up on like a tower, but I figure if they are, there's one of two things that's gonna happen. One, they're gonna really enjoy this joke. Or two, I die in a poltergeist movie. Either way, I'm down. Go out like Craig T. Nelson, fuck it, let's do it. Now, we get done with the ceremony, everything goes over here, so I did everything right. And the night nurse comes up to me and she goes, you know what, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your culture. This is actually how she sounded. I'm not being that much of a dick. She was really, thank you so much. She goes, I just got one question. What does Wabado mean? It means the spirit in me. Recognizes the spirit in you. Namaste. Hey, thank you so much for coming. You guys are wonderful.